What's going on, everyone? Season 1 of 2026 is officially dropped in iRacing, and as expected, this update came with a lot of new content. There's new cars, new tracks, physics updates, and plenty of things to break down. In today's video, we're going to be focusing specifically on the off-road side of this update. That means taking a look at the brand new off-road content added to iRacing, including 2 new off-road tracks and 1 brand new off-road car. If you're into dirt road or rallycross racing, this update is definitely worth paying attention to, so let's jump right into it. Off-road racing and iRacing has slowly been getting more attention over the last few seasons, and this update feels like another big step in that direction. The addition of new tracks gives rallycross drivers more variety, and the new car adds an easier entry point for newer drivers. This update is clearly aimed at making dirt road more accessible, especially for rookies or anyone who wants to try something different without needing a big license or expensive content right away. First thing we're checking out today is the FIA Cross Car. This is a free rookie dirt road car, so anyone can jump in and start racing it right away. At first glance, it kinda looks like a small dune buggy or a scaled down off-road prototype. It's lightweight, very simple, and clearly built for short, intense races. There's not a ton of power, but because the car is so light, it feels quick, especially on tight rallycross track. From the first few laps, you can tell this car is going to reward smooth driving. Any aggressive inputs, whether that's steering, throttle, or braking, can easily upset the balance. For the first test, I took the FIA Cross Car to the Legacy Phoenix Rallycross track. This track is a good mix of asphalt and dirt with a few jumps that really test the car control. I ended up qualifying P4 for this 6-lap race, which wasn't a bad starting position. It gave me a chance to stay close to the front and see how the car handled in traffic. The race start didn't go exactly as planned. I didn't get a great launch off the line, which immediately put me 3 wide going into turn 1. Thankfully, I was able to send it in, stay committed, and hold on to my position without any contact. Once things settled down, I started to get a better feel for how the car behaved. One thing that stood out almost immediately was how sensitive the car is over jumps. If you hit a jump with even a little bit of steering input, the car becomes very unstable mid-air. By the end of lap 2, I had worked my way up into P3, and things were starting to look promising. Unfortunately, things didn't last long. On lap 3, I hit one of the jumps slightly wrong. The front end lifted, the air got underneath the car, and it completely sent me offline. The car slammed straight into the barrier, instantly ending my race. Definitely not the ending I was hoping for, especially after making some early progress. Even though the race ended early, this first experience with FIA Cross Car was still really interesting. It's a fun car, but it's also very unforgiving, especially over jumps. Now for the second part of this off-road update, we're headed to the brand new Lucas Oil Speedway Off-Road track. Even though it's located on the same property as the Lucas Oil Speedway Dirt Oval, this off-road layout is completely separate from the oval itself. It's its own standalone circuit built specifically for off-road racing. But with that being said, if you already own the oval or are wanting to buy the oval, you will get the new Lucas Oil off-road track with it. The track has big jumps, a whoop section, tight braking zones, and multiple rhythm areas that really test both car control and decision making. For this test, I jumped into a series that combined Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks into the same race. Mixing these two car classes always adds an extra challenge. The Pro 4s have much more power and grip, while the Pro 2s can be a bit lighter and more agile, so managing traffic and choosing when to push becomes extremely important. Qualifying didn't go exactly as planned. I made a handful of small mistakes across my laps, and little errors add up quickly on a short technical track like this. Because of that, I was only able to qualify in 6th. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't where I wanted to be, especially knowing how chaotic mixed-class off-road races can be. I got a decent launch off the line on the start of the race. However, heading into turn 1, I chose to play it a bit conservative. That decision allowed one truck to barely squeeze around me, costing me a position, but it also kept me out of trouble, which ended up paying off almost immediately. Not long after, one driver went nose first into the ground off the jump and then proceeded to barrel roll violently. It was one of those moments where you're just trying to survive, and in this case it ended up gifting me a spot. On the very next jump, I got landed on by another truck, but somehow I came out of it unharmed. If anything, it hurt them more than it hurt me, and I was able to keep going without losing much time. As the race went on, the chaos didn't really slow down. Two drivers ahead of me made contact off the jump. One truck took significant damage, which allowed me to gain another position without having to force a pass. Around lap 5, I made my biggest mistake of the race. I hit the whoops the wrong way, which immediately unsettled the truck and sent me straight into the wall. It cost me momentum and almost ruined my race. Thankfully, just one lap later, the 86 made a similar mistake. He hit the whoops wrong, his truck went flipping, and that moved me up into 3rd place. Heading into the final lap, I was slowly reeling in the truck in front of me, but at the same time, the 86 was right behind me, putting pressure on every corner. After the big jump, I tried to carry a little too much speed into the braking zone and ended up hitting the wall. That mistake allowed the 86 to get to my inside and almost complete the pass. However, coming out of the whoop section, I was able to power around the outside, use the momentum, and hold him off for the rest of the lap. I crossed the line in 3rd place, which felt like a solid run considering everything that happened during the race. Overall, this is a really fun track and a strong addition to iRacing's off-road content. My only real complaints are that the pace car feels a bit too fast. It forces you to hustle the truck even under pacing. My only other real complaint was that the whoops felt more like something you'd see at a motocross track rather than a traditional pro truck layout, meaning it was really hard to grasp how to run them. That said, this track brings much needed variety to what has been a pretty lackluster dirt road lineup, and it's great to see iRacing investing more into this side of the service. For the final part of this off-road update, we're jumping back into the FIA Cross Cars, but this time we're taking them to the brand new Winton Rallycross track. This Rallycross layout is a configuration of the already existing Winton Motor Raceway road course. The really nice part about this is that the track is completely free on iRacing, which means this track will show up regularly in the Rookie Dirt Road Series schedules and be accessible to everyone. Right away, Winton feels very different from some of the other Rallycross tracks. It's smoother, flows better, and feels like it was designed with these cars in mind rather than just adapted for them. Qualifying went surprisingly well. Even though my second lap didn't count, I was still able to put together a strong enough first lap to qualify 3rd for the start of the race. That gave me a great opportunity to stay out of trouble early and focus on racing instead of trying to survive mid-pack chaos. At the start, things went pretty smoothly. I was actually the first driver in the field to not take the Joker lap, which immediately put me on a different strategy than most of the cars around me. By the time we came around to complete lap 1, the strategy had already paid off, and I had moved my way up into 2nd place. One of the biggest things I had noticed right away, and one of my favorite parts of this track, is the smaller jump. Earlier in this video, I talked about how the cross car doesn't exactly love big jumps, especially if you have any steering input at all. Because the jump at Winton is smaller and more controlled, it makes the racing feel a lot smoother and more predictable, which really suits the cross cars. As the race settled in, consistency became more important than outright aggression. With the Joker lap being such a big time swing at this track, timing it correctly was everything. On lap 4, I decided it was time to take my Joker lap and try to regain 2nd place. The Joker lane at Winton lasts for about half the lap, which makes it more impactful than some of the other Rallycross tracks. Coming back out onto the main track, the strategy worked perfectly and I was able to slot back into P2. At that point, the race was shaping up really well and it felt like a podium was locked in as long as I kept things clean. Unfortunately, the final lap didn't go the way I was hoping. A couple of small mistakes combined with pressure from behind allowed 2 cars to get past me. By the time everything settled down, I crossed the line in 4th place. Obviously, losing 2 spots on the final lap is never ideal, but overall, the race was still a really positive experience. Honestly, this track is probably my new favorite rallycross track in iRacing. It just drives so well. The flow of the corners, the smaller jump, and the long Joker lane all combine to make races feel more strategic and less chaotic. The Joker lane especially stands out to me. Since it lasts about half the lap, it creates much bigger time differences than you see at other tracks, which makes strategy matter a lot more. Overall, this update is a huge win for off-road racing and iRacing. The dirt road side of the service has always been pretty bare bones, so any new content is a big deal, and this update adds meaningful, fun, and accessible options. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.